everybody. Today I am going to freeze dry a freeze dryer load of yogurt. I like yogurt, but more oftentimes than not, I don't like a lot of yogurt. But when I want it, and I never have it in the house. And when they have a sale on the little small portions of yogurt at the store, I always go in and buy a bunch of them and never end up eating them, and they end up going bad. So the solution to that is to freeze dry the yogurt and reconstitute it whenever I want some, and I'll always have some in stock in my pantry. So what I have here is 5 of these tubs of yogurt, and they are 2 pounds each. Yoplait, and I got the strawberry banana smooth. So first thing I need to do is figure out how many cups one of these tubs are. So let's open one up. I'm going to lick that off later. And let's see how many cups that is. Two pounds of yogurt. There's 2 cups. It looks like it's probably about 3 cups. It's close enough for government work to 3 cups, so that's what we're going to call it, 3 cups. Okay, so I only needed 4 of these tubs, and I bought 5. Alright, now we need to decide how much a half a cup of that yogurt weighs. Okay, disaster averted. We have batteries. Houston, we have batteries. Since I'm going to call a serving about a half a cup. We're going to call that 125 grams. So 125 grams is a half a cup. And just for my information purposes, when I work out the math later, there is 3 cups per tray. So I should get 6 servings per tray. Okay. We're good. 6 servings per tray. Alright, now let's go ahead and put this on my trays. Spread it out nice and evenly. to 3 cups. Per container. And I could probably up that, could put another half a pound on here, but I'm not, just to keep the math pretty and even. You could put 2.5 pounds on here, but just to make easy math, we'll work with 1 tub per tray. Alright, kind of got that all spread out. So what we'll do is I'll put this in the freezer, get it frozen solid. I will tray up the other 3 more of these tubs of yogurt. We'll get them all frozen solid. We'll get them all in the freezer. And then once they're frozen solid, we'll transfer them to the freeze dryer and freeze dry them. Once they're come out of the freeze dryer, we will take the total weight of the tray and divide that by 6, and we will know how much powder we need to make 1/2 cup of yogurt. Does that make sense? Alright, so I'll do the rest of this off camera. Next time you see this, it'll be coming out of the freeze dryer. There we have it. Voila! There is 4 tubs of yogurt freeze dried, or 12 cups, or 24 servings. I think my math is still pretty good on that. Alright, so what are we going to do now? Well, we are going to crumble this all up, and I'm going to use the tried and trusted method of the Ziploc bag in my rolling pin, and we're going to turn this into a nice powder. Okay, so there is 3 cups of yogurt powder. Next thing we need to do is divide that, take the weight of this and divide it by 6, so that we will know how many grams of powder is 1/2 cup. Alright. Would you believe that little bag weighs 10 grams? Alright, so let's put this on here. That weighs 190 grams. 190 divided by 6 equals 31.66 grams. So we'll say 31 grams. 31 grams of powder is 1/2 cup serving. Now, since we're not going to definitely be using a scale to reconstitute, I want to see how much 31 grams is in cups. So for all intents and purposes, you can see there that that is 1/2 cup. a little bit under a half a cup. Alright, so let me get this all, I'm going to get this in a jar like that. So that's one tray, and that's just under it's about 2 cups of powder almost. So I'll get the rest of these trays all powdered up and packaged up, and then we'll come back and do a taste test. I'll see you then. Okay, so those 4 trays filled that half-gallon jar nicely. I did have to, tap it down to get the top part back in there, but it fit nicely. So what we'll do is I will throw an O2 absorber in there, 300 cc, and put a vacuum seal on that, and I'll label it up. But for the label, we need to put our reconstitution ratio. So we said 125 grams was a half a cup, and 31 grams of powder. So we go 125 minus 31 equals, we need about 94 grams of water. So let's put this on here. Make sure I got a full cup in there. Alright. So now we need to add 94 grams of water. Let's see how much water that is. $94. And that is just over a quarter of a cup, because we're down to 3/4 of a cup, just under 3/4 of a cup. So what did we say? A half a cup of powder to a 1/4 cup of water. So how would you say that ratio? It's a half to 1. A half a cup, half water to 1/2 part water to 1 part powder. No, so we say 1 part powder to half a part water. 1 part powder, half a part water. Does that make sense? That's what I'm going to write on here. So we've already got this. So let me get my, I haven't actually sealed this yet. So we are going to put our 1 part powder, before I seal that, we need to make sure that rim is nice and clean from dust, and the ring on the lid, the rubber on the lid, is free of dust as well. So we'll just go ahead and put that in there. And get that all mixed up. Let's see if that worked out. I suspect it did. Part powder to half a part water. There's got to be a better way to say that. Maybe one of my viewers will tell me the correct nomenclature, so to speak. Okay. We are going to let that sit for a couple minutes. Just let that kind of absorb any extra water that, because I see kind of looks grainy. So let that sit for a couple minutes and I'll be right back. Okay, that has set for 2 minutes. Let's give that one more stir. That is what it looks like. Nice and thick. Let's see what it tastes like. Mmm. Yep. Perfect. Nice and thick. Although it looks a little bit lumpy by visual, it's very smooth when you eat it. Very smooth. No lumps in there at all. That rehydrated perfectly. Now I can have instant yogurt whenever I want it. Yeah, that's good. Very smooth. Very, very thick. Not a lump in it. So everything dissolved well. There you have it. Let's see what I say, 24. So now I got 23. And then when I do my thumb, I'll only have 22. But right now I got 23 servings of strawberry banana yogurt for long-term food storage. And at any time, should I want a half a cup of yogurt, all I gotta do is scoop out a half a cup of powder and add 1/4 cup of water, stir it up, let it sit for a couple minutes, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. You got some nice yogurt. Okay, as I was editing the video and preparing my thumbnail, I got to thinking about that ratio. So 1 to 1.5 or to a half. So 1 part powder, half part water is actually 2 to 1. So to reconstitute this amount of yogurt, which is a half a cup of yogurt, we put 1/4 cup water and 2/4 cups powder. 2/4 cups powder is a half a cup. So just to clarify that for you guys. And by the way, that makes a nice thick yogurt. And if you wanted it a little bit smoother, you could add more water. That's just kind of like a guideline. So just thought I'd clarify that, and my brain freeze worked out in time, you know. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I look forward to seeing you next time.